This is going to lead to my next question because I've heard from a handful of people that they either used you or they found an embezzler within their dental practice. They press charges, and they either nothing happened to the actual employee that was caught red-handed, and basically they were just let off the hook. How often does that happen?
It happens a lot. Not so much with our cases, but when somebody kind of self-investigates, they tend to go at it the wrong way. And let's understand that for the police, this is a very complex crime. I mean, first of all, it involves, understanding a lot more about dentistry than the typical police detective is going to.
Yes.
When you think about most of the crimes that the police deal with, the question of what was stolen is well known. I mean, if somebody stole your car, you're going to phone the police and you're going to say, somebody stole my car. It's a blue 2023 Mercedes. Here's the serial number. And the challenging question for police is, who did it? With embezzlement, these two are kind of reversed. I mean, the who stole it is usually pretty easy to solve. I mean, your list of suspects might be at the most maybe 3. The question is, what was stolen? And that's where the police struggle. So the kind of prosecutions that go nowhere start with the doctor going into the police department with a shoebox full of stuff. And it's reports from practice management software, maybe bank statements are in there, but there's a bunch of kind of uncollated stuff. And the doctor goes in and drops it on the detective's desk and points at it and says, see, it's all in there. And the detective's looking at it saying, I don't know the first thing about Dentrix.
Yeah.
What I understand about dentistry comes from my semi-annual visit to my dental practice.
Yeah.
And you're putting all this stuff in front of me and expecting me to make sense of it. That would take me hundreds of hours. And, I just can't expend that on a case of nonviolent crime. So the detective says to the doctor, basically, we'll get to it when we get to it. And in the detective's mind, that's 2 years, which means, after I get reassigned to some other type of crime and somebody else takes this on. And whoever takes it on next will look at it and do the same thing, and nothing ever happens.
Such a bummer.
Our prosecution success rate is over 90%.
Really?
And it's because we speak 2 languages, which are dentistry and police.
Okay.
And we can translate from one to the other. So we can tell the police in terms they can understand what happened. And once somebody paints them that picture, they'll make sure that the law gets enforced. But if you go into them with that box full of stuff, they're just going to politely give you the runaround.
Do you have a fair percentage of people that, where you do find embezzlement, that they just want to fire the person and move on and not press charges?
That happens sometimes. Most of the cases we're involved in, and I'll confess, Mark, that we do twist the arms of the victims a fair bit to do something.
Yeah.
And, we call on their sort of civic duty to protect the rest of their profession. And most dentists are receptive to that.
Yeah.
Usually when that part happens, it's because the doctor has placed themselves in a compromising position. So if you cheat on your taxes, if you cheat on your spouse, if you play games with insurance,
They got something on you, yeah.
and your staff know these things, they're bulletproof.
Yeah.
I had one thief, and I remember this really well. This goes back a lot of years. She had been having an affair with the dentist and also stealing from him. And when I had the confrontation with her, she said, when the doctor's thinking about what to do about this, he should give a little bit of thought to what a divorce is going to cost him.
Oh my gosh.
So, of course, she walked away untouched.
Sociopath.
So in some cases, there's something like that. The other thing is that I will say the dental profession are some of the nicest altruistic people I've ever met. And some of them just don't have it in their heart. I hear from them, well, she's a single mom. She's got 2 kids under the age of 10. If she goes to prison, who's going to look after them? And I agree that it's a bit of a vexing problem, and I have sympathy for that person too. But the best thing I can say is if somebody's facing those bad choices in their life, it's because they did something to put themselves there.
Right.
Nobody has to steal. Everybody makes choices, And when you make the choice to steal, then there are going to be consequences.
Yep.